When you want to invite them, they're like, no, I don't want that, because I'm not ready to give up this. I'm not ready to give up that. I know that if I go to church, I have to, and I always tell them, it's not about that. It's about a personal relationship with Christ. There's certain things that I don't do, but it's not because religion tells me, hey, you can't do this. But it's because that I know that there are things that are not pleasing to God for me to do.
Amen.
It's like if you have a relationship with someone, for example, your wife, you're not going to be like, oh man, I have to be faithful. Oh man, I have to do this.
Yes.
If you truly love her,
Yes.
it's gonna come from your heart because you're gonna want to do it.
Yes.
And a lot of times people are turned off from church because they have not had that relationship, that encounter with Christ.
Hallelujah.
I remember when God came into my life and He, introduced Himself to me in a personal way. It's like my life changed completely. I remember just going and coming to church, and God had began to deal with me, and I felt that need. I said, man, I really need God. I really need something. My life is in pieces, and that's the beautiful thing, you see, because when we come to Christ, it doesn't matter how we come. Jesus already knew her. Jesus knew her past.
That's right.
And that's why He told her what He told her. He said, yes, you're telling the truth. You've had 5 husbands. In other words, He knew her past. But He's saying, I can erase that. You can start new. You don't have to, live that same way. I got something better for you. Something, greater. And I think that's the reason a lot of people may not come to a church, or may not, because they haven't had that personal experience with God. It's religion, it's rules, it's tradition. There are times when I ask people, why is it that you do this? And they're like, well, I don't know. In other words, so they were just doing it out of religion, they were just doing it out of tradition, but they had not had a true encounter with God. And when you truly love someone and you have an encounter with God, there are certain things that you may stop doing, and it's not because religion is telling you, hey, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. But it's because you know that it's what's pleasing to God, and a lot of times it don't hurt you to give up certain things.
That's right. Amen.
There were certain things that I cut out, and it didn't hurt me because I knew that, I had an encounter with God. I had experienced something that, the world couldn't give me. It was something different as this woman came to realize in her life, and I believe a lot of us are like this woman. Maybe we've tried many things, and maybe she was looking for love in men. It's possible that's why she had so many husbands, and she wasn't finding it. She was still thirsty. She was still searching. She was still looking, and I believe Jesus knew that. That's why, this encounter was divine. It was not, just by coincidence that this happened, and we see here that